introduce our guest speaker
Absolutely.
here?
Absolutely. So like I said, we've really narrowed down our focus of which carriers do we want to work with. We want to make sure that when we are introducing a client, we're putting them with a carrier that acts like Aflac does in the way that they pay claims and take care of clients. And the first one that we thought was important to get on here was Great Western. And we're excited to have Raymond Mott on the call with us today. So I can tell you this about this carriers. We're out west, and sometimes we kind of get the West Coast bias happens, and we don't get a phone call after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Raymond was moving, and I still get a call from him at 5:30 Pacific time to confirm and tell you. So to me, that's just an outward indicator of how committed they are to being great partners with us. So with that, I'm going to turn everything over to Raymond. Raymond, it's your show, brother.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, David. That's nice, kind words. I'm extremely passionate about the senior market in general, but final expense is kind of my thing as well. I've been doing this for, as of this past December, 40 years. I absolutely love this business. I was recruited in the business by my oldest brother, worked for Mutual of Omaha and on their career side when I got started in December 1983. So I forgot a lot about this business, but I still know a few things. But I am very excited to be on this call with you guys and share some really good stuff about what Great Western Wellabe. And I've got to say it that way because we're not just fully transitioned to Wellabe as far as with the public. So we have to kind of tie those in together. So when you see our stuff, it says Wellabe and it might say underwritten by Great Western. That's what it is now because of the merger that happened in June of last year. So if we could, let me go back here. So I think you're going to have to share your screen or give me the control of it or whatever. And for anybody who wasn't on this call a little earlier, I'm a little technical challenged, to say the least. So we're going to make this thing work. Okay, let's see here. Share. And we're going to start off with the my PowerPoint presentation that I like to use. Everybody can see that.
Everybody can see that. We got you, Raymond.
Okay, and I've got that echo, so I'm going to do my best to not talk over myself. So, okay, well, we're going to kick this thing off. Like I said, this PowerPoint presentation, it's actually going to tell you about our product. All we do currently today is final expense. And what we're really, really excited about, our product is super duper easy. It's 3 products on 1 application. So you don't have to worry about, oh, do I have the right app or this, that? No, it's so simple. It's crazy. But let's, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me. Obviously, we'll leave some time at the end as well, but just wanted to make you aware that I'm one of these people that I want to address anything that you're not sure about.
And guys, if you want to put any questions in the chat, feel free. We'll monitor the chat as well, and we'll make sure we point those to Raymond.
Perfect. That would be perfect. Just so you guys know, the Great Western name, been in business since 1929. Excellent rated company. Just, everything is solid with them. They have a lot of assets. Now, obviously Wellabe has purchased the rights to Great Western, but everything stayed the same. The service stays the same. Phone number stayed the same. Emails, the only thing that changed on the emails was the .com part. Now it's Wellabe.com instead of American Enterprise.com. But everything is the same. People still love us. They just love the way we take care of them, not just on the customer side, but as well as on the agent side too. Better solutions. When we tweaked this product that I'm going to be going over with you guys came out in May of 22 versus the older product. And the agents, when they first rolled it out, they were setting records every month simply because they couldn't believe how easy it was. So it's a good thing. So we're going to get into the product here. And here is the product itself. There's 3 final expense solutions. We have our first day coverage, which we call it our Great Assurance Plan. We have our Graded Benefit Plan, and then we have our Guaranteed Issue. Our first day coverage, which is the Great Assurance Plan, That's going to be for your healthy clients. That's going to be people that you're going to write anywhere from ages 50 to 85. It has a couple of no-cost riders that I'm going to go over with you, and it also has a couple of riders that you can, for an additional fee, can add as well. The graded benefit plan is our middle plan. That's for your clients out there that's going to have some health conditions, but they're monitoring well, they're maybe taking good care of it, and they're under control. That's where they're going to go there. The last one here, which is the guaranteed assurance plan, this is, and I hate to say it this way, but it's the God's honest truth. If you're between 40 and 80 and you're breathing, you get this plan. You can qualify. So if you're talking to somebody that says, oh, I've been turned down, 14 times, I've been dealing with cancer the last 10 years, and I think it's come back. I might be terminal. Welcome aboard. We'll take them. The only thing keeping them out is if they're younger than 40 or older than 80 on this particular product. This little rider right here, this Jim, this children rider, grandchildren rider, this is a really, really nice little rider. It only adds $1 to the total monthly premium of whichever plan they want. So this rider is available on all three of these plans. So for $1, I don't care if you have 1 grandchild or 15 grandchildren, it's still $1. And what you get for your buck is if they're between the ages of 0 and 17, it'll give them $2,500 worth of coverage, no health questions asked on these children. And they age out, obviously, when they turn 18. If for some reason, God forbid this, but if for some reason one of these grandchildren or dependent children were to pass away before the primary insured of the policyholder, we'll pay the $2,500 death benefit, and then the rider goes away. The rider will not be on the plan anymore. So we're going to only pay it one time, but it's a tremendous benefit for $1. We don't have anything right now that if it's, if that child is aging out and if we'd want to be able to convert that, we don't have anything for them to convert it to at this time, but actuaries are working on something that probably in the future, I'd say probably by Q1, maybe Q2 of next year, we might have a rider that they can convert those children or grandchildren off the plan if they age out. When we break the policies down, the product down a little bit further, as you can see here, the Great Assurance is your first day, your graded plan. These have the exact same parameters. You can write anybody from 50 to 85 is the target for that. Male or female rated, both non-tobacco or tobacco rated. Minimum face amount is 2,500 face. Maximum face amount is 40K if they're between 50 and 80. If they're between 81 and 85, the most you can do is 25,000. So these two right here are identical on the parameters. The guaranteed assurance plan, as I mentioned to you, we've lowered the age amount. You can go down to age 40. We still cap it at age 80 though. It's male or female rated. There's not a smoker, non-smoker rate. The minimum face amount on it is 1,000. The maximum benefit is 25,000. Diving a little bit further into it, on our first day coverage, what separates us, and most of the agents in America today, they love Great Western because of the guaranteed issue plan. That's probably the one that they were known most for. However, when you look at our first day coverage, this product was designed that we came in approximately about $5 cheap, more expensive than Mutual of Omaha, because Mutual of Omaha is a big player in the final expense world, but you got to jump through a lot of hoops with them, whereas with us, you don't have to jump through as many hoops at all. This accelerated death benefit rider, it's an absolute free rider, and basically it has 2 benefits to it. For example, if you have this policy is on one of your clients, first day coverage, one of your healthier clients, if for some reason, if they're diagnosed with something terminal and they have less than 12 months to live, we will allow them access to 90% of their face amount while they're alive. In addition to that, this chronic illness rider, this is also a no cost rider. It's part of the accelerated death benefit rider, but you don't have to be on your deathbed, or you don't have to be having a terminal illness in order to activate this. The way it works is that if one of your clients has this first day coverage and if something happens to them, and I'm just going to use this as an example, let's say one of them have a stroke. Well, most people that have a stroke, there's going to probably go through some form of rehabilitation, rehab, therapy, whatever. If they're unable to do at least 2 of the activities of daily living, or need a substantial supervision for at least 90 days, that will also trigger benefits to be paid, and we will allow them access to 90% of their face amount while they're going through this. Now, some people say, well, wow, I could see where that could be a benefit, but where I see a big benefit of something like that is, let's say that person that had that stroke, maybe they're not recovering well. Maybe they're going to be in a wheelchair the rest of their life. Maybe they don't have the funds to have a wheelchair ramp built at their where they live. Well, having this rider would access money that they can virtually have that built and taking part of their face amount to do that. Obviously, anything that's left over that they don't use for this, then it will be paid when they do die. Okay, but it also gives them 90% access. Additional rider right here, this accidental death rider. It's extremely inexpensive. I highly recommend, especially for your clients that are your healthy clients, because this rider is only available on this first day coverage plan. And virtually what it's going to do to the plan is it automatically doubles the face amount. So if you have somebody that buys a $40,000 policy and you add this accidental death rider, it's going to turn into, in the event if they die accidentally, $80,000. There's nobody else on the market I know that has something like that. But anyhow, it's very inexpensive. Like to add 40,000 for somebody like in their 60s, it wouldn't even change the premium. Like $4 or $5.
Hey, Raymond, quick question from the group. Is there a fee to access the accelerated benefits?
Is there a what?
A fee to access accelerated benefits?
There's no fee. We're just giving you access to 90% of your money. The other 10% will still be there for you, actually, when they do die. Okay. So you can add the accidental death rider. Another thing about this grandchild rider, it's available, like I said, on all 3 plans. You can only add this at the time of issue. So that's why I would just make it part of the plan when quoting it, simply because, and they might say, well, I don't have any grandchildren, and I don't have any dependent children. All my children are grown. Maybe they're in their childbearing years. That's great. If for some reason they do have a child and they become a grandparent, they just add them, just pick up the phone and call and add that child. There's no underwriting. It's just a matter of giving them the information that they need. So highly recommend doing it at the time of issue. As you can see on this graded benefit plan, if for some reason, if they don't qualify for the first day coverage, we will move them to the graded. The graded plan works this way. If they pass away in the first 12 months, we will give them 30% of their death benefit. If they were to pass away in months 13 through 24, we'll give them 70% of their face amount. And obviously, if they died starting from month 25, they'll receive 100% of the death benefit, of the original death benefit that they're getting.
Hey, Raymond, another question from the group. I know you said to interrupt you. So if with that child protection rider, it pays for, if 2 children were to be killed in a car accident, for example, it pays one time $2,500 benefit.
It's going to pay one time, and then the rider goes away, but the dollar stays on the premium.
Got it.
In addition to this, when you look down here at our simplified application, guys, it says simple health questions and no exam, subject to Milliman and Telescript risk score. I call this the most sexiest thing on the planet.
Wait,
we do not.
Raymond, before you get the sexiest thing on the planet, let me ask you another question around juveniles.
Go
before
ahead.
I want you to deliver your sexiest thing. I'm excited about this.
Gotcha.
But so another question from the group. So the juvenile rider covers all juveniles, or is the premium increase per listed juvenile?
It covers all for $1.
Perfect.
So if you got 10 grandchildren, they're all on there for just $1.
Cool.
The reason why I call this our most sexiest benefit, I think it's sexier than socks on a chicken, to be honest with you. But anyhow, this right here, we do not use MIB. Okay. We don't write for medical records. The only thing we do, I've been doing this 40 years. I can't even spell some of these prescriptions and much less pronounce them. We don't ask you to do anything like that. Our underwriting, we have a service called Milliman IntelliScript that we pay $40 every time you hit the submit button or submit an application. And all it does is it's like us in layman's terms taking a peek in their medicine cabinet. We're only monitoring which prescriptions that they are prescribed and are taking. So you'll never have to ask what prescriptions are you taking. We don't care. All I need from you is your name, your address, your phone number, your date of birth, and your social. With that data, I can go into Milliman and I'll know exactly what they have without them even telling me. And I like to even tell that to the client. So it's like no need to hide anything from me because I'm going to know. If you've got a prescribed medication from a doctor, a legal doctor, then we already know about it. Okay, so that's the only underwriting we're doing, guys.
Hey, Raymond, on that
Yeah.
question, does it also define if they're taking for a prescription that's not, for an alternative solution, right? If they're taking losartan, not for high blood pressure, they're taking it for something else. Does Milliman differentiate there?
If for some reason it's a derogatory thing, that would be one that I would reach out to the underwriter, because I don't know the name of the drug off the top of my head, but the one that people can take for diabetes, but yet there's people that don't have diabetes and are taking it for weight loss. So that's kind of the thing there. So
like Ozempic or Moderna or one of those.
Yeah. So if we know they're taking it for weight loss versus diabetes, then we're going to be solid.
Hey, Raymond, quick question back to the grandkids, the dollar benefit. Do they need their socials for the grandkids?
No.
Perfect. Thank you.
The only thing that needs to happen between the person buying the policy, they just need to make sure that the children's or grandchildren's parents know that you're buying it. Okay, so because there's some people out there that get a little strange about, well, I don't want you putting life insurance on my kid, it might jinx them. But it happens, trust me. In addition to this, based on the application is going to determine which one of these plans you qualify for, okay? But the Milliman is going to work for your first day and you're graded. As you can see right here on the guaranteed issue, no health questions, no exam, okay? They just got to be breathing. And not even all the time, just part of the time, okay? The way our guaranteed issue works is that it will pay, if you died in the first 2 years, we're going to give back all of the money plus 10%. So if a person makes it to month 25, then it's going to pay the full death benefit. And here's my little spiel. Sometimes I've run across in the past, running across this person, but maybe you guys have too. You run across that potential client out there that says, you know what, I've been turned down. It's hard for me to get coverage. I think I might just be better off putting my money in a savings account, and I'll just tell my kids to go ahead and use that money to bear it. When I die, just use that money to bury me. And that's great. I just don't know what bank out there is paying 10% on that savings account. Our plan will give you 10% on what you're putting aside for it. Okay. In addition to that, if for some reason this particular client, thinks that way, I would just tell them this. What if you started doing that? Let's say today you started putting that money in the savings account, and 6 months from now you die. But I'll go one step further. Maybe you died of an accident. How much would that bank give you if you died of an accident on that savings account? They're going to give you just what you've got in it. With us, on our graded as well as our guaranteed issue, if they die of an accident, I don't care if it's 6 weeks after our policy's been enforced, they're going to get the full death benefit. They're going to get the full death benefit if they die of an accident on those graded and the guaranteed issues. So that potential client out there, like I said, that's been through the ringer, can't find coverage, and they're at that point where I'm just going to put this money in the savings account, we can still win those people over by breaking it down and being honest with them on how this plan can really benefit them. Okay. Here's the good and the bad news. The good news is that we're in every state except Alaska, Hawaii, New York, and the state of Washington. So I know you guys you're Seattle folks. That doesn't make you happy, but Doesn't mean that we'll never be there, because we actually used to be in Washington. But I don't know the backstory, but from what I understand, though, at one time, this one insurance commissioner you guys had was kind of being different or something. I don't know. I hear that they're supposed to be running for office or something, so they might be getting out of there. So that might be a good thing. California, like I said, they sell a different product than this one. In California, we're selling a first day and a guaranteed issue. But this product, the new one that I'm showing you right now, that's available in every other state, is a much better plan. Better speed. The reason why I say better speed, guys, is it on average, when you hit the submit button after you've logged the data, once you hit the submit button, we're average issuing our policies in 118 seconds. That's what we call instant decision underwriting. We already know before you hit the submit button, because we're pinging everything that you typing in. So we're on top of this stuff before you hit the submit button. But on average, about 118 seconds it takes us to issue a policy. And then not only do we issue it, by the close of business that day, the policy is being mailed to the client. We also are coming out with that you'll actually be able to do an instantaneous email the policy as soon as it's issued as well. So they'll have it in hand in their email the same day you do it. We just haven't released it yet. We've got the technology. We just hadn't released that yet. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, let me go. I've already done that. Okay. This tool right here, I absolutely love this tool, our quick quoting tool, and I'll share it with you when I'm done with this. I will click on it and show you how to use it. It is dynamite. But anyhow, you don't have to have a username or password for this quick quote. You can do it on your phone. It's not an app. It's a URL. As a matter of fact, if you've got a smartphone, you just got to type in quickquote.myenroller.com. And you can, if you're recording this, if you want to take a picture of that, that's fine. But I'm going to show you what it does look like when I'm done with this initial presentation. But you can quote all of our products, not just our final expense, but in the event if you do in any of the health insurance side, like Medicare supplements or cancer, dental, which I know you got that at Aflac. We have a hospital indemnity plan, and we also have a short-term care plan that you can be able to quote from this as well. And it's available 24/7, so it makes it very easy to use. Let's see here. Submit your application with MyEnroller. Obviously, once you get contracted with us, they send an email out to you with your writing number. They encourage you to go in and register, log into Wellabe and register that, create your username and password, because that's where you're going to be doing your applications. You're going to click on the MyEnroller tool, which is the application, electronic application, and allow you to do that. Instant decision underwriting using Milliman, like I said. You can do MyEnroller through any desktop computer, laptops, tablets, even smartphones. Quoting and application process is super simple. Works with an internet connection. You must have an internet connection in order to be able to submit the application. When you get into MyEnroller, it's going to ask you to put your state in. The reason why it does that, obviously, we want to make sure that you're selling in a state you're contracted in, but more importantly, if that state has any special forms, it's automatically going to be included in MyEnroller. So it covers all the bases for you. It makes it very simple. Ensures correct state, application version, required forms, like I mentioned. Bypasses data entry process, automatically loads into our system. And then bank account validations. You know, we've had some incidences where there's a few bad apples out there, some agents that are trying to create fraud, and, you know, they're creative. But let me tell you something, if they put as much energy in doing things right versus doing things wrong, that make 10 times the money and wouldn't have to worry about going to jail for it. But anyhow, we have a bank validation. When you type in a account number and a routing number, we can validate it almost instantaneously to make sure it's a legitimate bank account. If it doesn't recognize the bank account, it gives you 3 tries, and then it's going to lock you out, and then you'll have to call it in and do it that way. So it's just a tool that we did to eliminate some fraud, but more importantly, make sure we're doing it right. Currently today, we've got 3 signature options. You can do it in person, whereas if you're selling across a kitchen table from somebody or whatever, and you need to do a physical signature, you can do that like on an iPad or a touch screen or whatever. We also have e-signature via email. So if you're selling people via like through a Zoom and you want to do like a DocuSign type of signature, we can do that. We also have a voice authorization with telephonic sales, so that just them, virtually being recorded on there, that's their voice signature. We're also coming out with text messaging signature. We've actually had some people use it. We just haven't rolled it out nationally because we're slowly but surely introducing it because we're trying to eliminate any technical issues. But with my fingers crossed, it's going well. And virtually to whereas you'll be able to, send using that client's mobile phone or whatever. We'll be able to send them a code that they're on the other end of the phone, and they're virtually reading the code back to you. You typing it in, boom, there's their signature. That's something that we're doing right now as well. Helpful hints when doing our My Enroller. Like I said, the most important thing is that we have to have that physical address, not a P.O. box. It's got to be a physical address. It's got to be recognized by the United States Post Office. But to apply for your first day coverage versus going directly to your graded plan because of Milliman, and that's what it's done for us, adjust the client's address to match the United States Postal Service records if prompted. When you type in an address, if for some reason it's not recognizing it, a little window will pop open and give you a suggest to use this address instead, because that's the one the United States Post Office does. If for some reason you're typing in, for example, let's say you're typing in Main Street and you're abbreviating street, if it's not liking it, it'll tell you, it'll give you a suggestion. What we're saying is not always now, but if for some reason it's not liking an abbreviated word, go ahead and spell it out. That's probably why it's not accepting it. And then, like I said, we use the tool to verify the address is a legitimate address, that they're receiving their mail at that specific address. And the address, because it's got to be in the United States, obviously, and it can't be a post office box. That tool that I'm telling you about, there's a solve for premium tab on it, which that's the one that I'm telling everybody you need to start doing. Get off of that the old adage of just quoting a face amount. And I'm going to tell you why and give you my philosophy behind it when I show it to you on the other screen. What it allows you to do is it allows you not to oversell. What we have found is that, we track quality of business. That's one of our big things that we do this year. Last year, we set all these records. The field did an outstanding job. We almost doubled production in the entire across the country. What we're focusing on now is better quality. We've also looking at, 91-day lapse rate. If you've been in the final expense world, that's something that's a reality. People are dropping off after 90 days. When we did all the statistics, we did all our due diligence, and we're finding out that a lot of that is because people are just saying, well, I just couldn't afford it. And usually if that happens, it's simply because maybe the agent oversold. Maybe you focus on a face amount instead of what the customer can afford. That's what that quick quoting tool is going to help eliminate. And then obviously consider immediate billing. One of the things with Great Western is we allow you can actually date this thing out for billing up to 35 days from the day you're writing this policy. Now, if it's because they don't have the money right now, this is what I tell people. The likelihood of them having it 35 days from now versus right now is going to be about the same. So I would focus on trying to keep it as close as you can to the effective date of the policy. So the effective date of policy and the first day that you're taking the money out could be a different date. So just a FYI. And by the end of this month, we will have a system in place. It's I call it Social Security billing. It's actually a system that mirrors Social Security's billing. We just It's just not Social Security billing, but it does the same thing. So we'll have that by the end of this month as well. Obviously, you can visit Wellabe.com. If you've already registered with us, once you log in and you under your name and so forth, there's a plethora of things that you have access to. And I highly recommend you doing it, because when you do that, this is what you get access to. Absolutely 100% for the low price of free. Order free supplies in English or Spanish, brochures, obviously, flyers. If you're doing any type of advertising or marketing through Facebook, we already have this stuff built out for you for free. Newspaper ads, and much more. So we even have it where you can have your flyers or whatever personalized with your name, address, and phone number on it. Don't go out and spend the money to do this. We'll do it for you for nothing. Okay. Now, if you're like me, I'm old school. I like the colored stuff. I like my agent field manual that I can put my fingers on and flip to a page that I need. But we have all this in a PDF file. You can download it and print it off yourself. There again, you're spending the ink money. Like I said, if we'll do it for you, you don't pay anything. Especially if you like stuff in color, like brochures or whatever. It just makes it easier on the eyes for your potential clients. The way we get paid commissions, we can get paid as earned, or we can get paid advanced. If you're getting paid advanced, you're going to get advanced two ways. If you're writing our guaranteed issue product, we advance 6 months commission, and the maximum we'll advance out per app is $500. If you're writing our first day coverage or our graded benefit, we will advance 9 months commission, and we will max per app will be up to $1,500. Now, granted, if you write like a $4,000 commission case and we advance you $1,500 on that, when months 10, 11, and 12 get here, you'll receive the balance on those 3 months of that. In this case, $2,500 would be paid out to you in months 10, 11, and 12. That's how that works. If for some reason you're dealing with clients that are really technical savvy, unlike myself, but if they were technical savvy and they're used to dealing with an app, we have a customer resource mobile app. And what we've done with this is this allows you to where they can go in there and view their plan coverage, especially if they couldn't get a hold of you and they just wanted to know, they can use this app and find out what their coverage is. They can also get some customer success service through the app. And they can also, and God forbid this one, but they can also receive your agent contact information, because if they forgot about who you were, you can go in there and find out who your agent is. Shame on you if that happens, though. Easy to do business with. When we polled the field out there, because we love to do surveys, and so if you ever get a survey thing, please do it, because we get a lot of bang for that and find out. But when we did a survey and asked in the field, why do you like doing business with us? The number one reason we hear is you guys make it so easy for us to do business with. We don't have to jump through all these hoops, and it's just so easy for us. I mean, you actually spoil us. So we feel good about that. They also like the idea of the streamlined application. They like the idea of the 3 products on one app with instant access to underwriting. Claim payments are paid on average in less than 5 days. That's unheard of in the industry. Our claims can be paid. You can actually do a claim form online. We'll go one step further. The only thing we need to file a claim, obviously, is a legitimate claim form and the original death certificate. But you can do the claim form online. We will go as far as to allow you, we can direct deposit the death claim check to the beneficiary, so they don't have to sit by the mailbox waiting for that claim check to come in. So that's another reason why it's quick and easy. I've actually seen us pay a claim in 3 days. And that's, like I said, I don't know of a company out there that's doing that. We live in a world today that speed matters, and that's kind of how it is. This is probably the most important tool you'll ever have. You can download this in a PDF, print it off if you'd like. It's a 26-page document. It's the final expense Bible of all the do's and don'ts with Great Western and Wellabe. As a matter of fact, our agent sales support hotline that you can call Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you call during those hours, you will be able to talk to a live person. When you do call and ask questions, the people that are answering that phone tells us that 80 to possibly 90% of the calls that they're receiving questions on, this little manual answers it for them. And you can have this at your fingertips. Like me, I carry one in my backpack, but you can download it right to your laptop, whatever. And if you want it in color, you can order it. You can order it. They'll send you one. Love this tool, though. It answers everything. Cross-selling, like I said, if you guys are doing, I know Aflac does a lot of your ancillary, but if you're getting into med sups, if you're doing some other type of cancer or hospital indemnity, dental, and then like I said, we have a short-term care product, which is very, very liberal on underwriting for those people that are concerned about care after something happens to them. If they're needing like home health care or facility-based care, it would be for that. That's what our sister company, Medico, who is now under the same umbrella with Wellabe. And you can actually get 5% discounts, obviously, if you've got multiple policies with us. This right here is the best number to have. This is our agent sales support. This is the number you need to save to your phone, because if you have a question, you're going to call 866-252-5594, and you're going to hit option 2, and you're going to speak to a live individual. Now that's between 7:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. If it's outside of those times, then you can email here your question, and they will get back with you the next business day. Underwriting. If you ever have some very weird ask a question that you just don't know, and before you want to submit a policy, you can email the underwriter right here, and they'll get back with you within 24 hours or the next business day. But if it's a question like, oh, I'm dealing with this client, they're 75 years old and they just found out they have stage 4 cancer, can I write them? The answer is yes. If they're still breathing, you can write them. If they're between 40 and 80, you can write them. I don't care if they have the Mongolian mope, they can get it. Okay. They just got to be between 40 and 80. Okay. That's it for this one.